Within my video, you will get to see me teach you how to make a pizza from scratch. I wanted viewers just to try this out at their own homes and see if they found a knack for baking that they did not know they had. The process of making this video was quite long, and it took about a couple days for each part, whether it was filming, editing, preparing, and my favorite part was probably the editing, just because getting to mess around with it and make it however you wanted. For, I'd say about a good 20 minutes, you are gonna now want to just take this, roll it out, and just get it in the shape of a pizza that you would want. What did I learn from making this video? Well, I learned that I could do a lot more than I think I can with just limited resources. And in order to make a great video, I think you definitely need creativity. Alright, baking hopefully not burning with Adam. Let's get it. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Adam Magdaleno, and welcome to my SEVA 2020 project. Today I'm going to be presenting an instructional format on how to make a pizza from scratch in an oven. I learned this originally during quarantine, and 2 years ago I never would have thought I'd be able to make this and more dishes, but that's a story for another time, I guess. And by the way, I think we should call this Baking and Hopefully Not Burning with Adam. And so let's go to the counter. Now before you get started, you are going to want to have on deck 3 cups of flour, 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1 packet of fast rise yeast, or 1 jar, it doesn't matter, any yeast will truly work. You're gonna also want 2 tablespoons of salt, and that will be all for the construction of the dough. And now for your toppings and sauce, you could mix this up however you want, but I'm gonna be pretty boring today and go for some marinara pizza sauce, pepperoni, black olives, and mozzarella cheese. And so let's start making the dough. And now that you have all your resources available to you, our first step into making the dough will be scooping 3 cups of flour into your bowl and making sure there's a well in the middle. Now that you have your well of flour, now you're going to want to mix in your 4½ teaspoons of yeast, your 1 tablespoon of sugar, your 1 cup of warm water, and 1 tablespoon of olive oil. And now stir until it's all combined. And while combining, you might have to start mushing it with your hands. And don't forget to wash your hands. Now that you've combined all your resources, you should have this. And before we keep going, you're going to want to take an even bigger bowl than the one you were just using and lightly oil it with some olive oil. And this will be for later, so just now set this aside, and from here we can keep going. And now you want to take that flour I told you to keep for later, and this is where it gets used. Sprinkle it on your workplace. And now you want to take this, get it all up in the flour until you have a nice dough ball. After about kneading for 10 minutes, you'll be left with this dough ball. And now you're going to want to take that lightly oiled bowl that you did about like 10 minutes ago and place it in there. You're going to cover it up with either plastic wrap or cloth. Either one will work fine. And my personal preference is plastic wrap because you get to see the dough rise itself. However, it doesn't matter. And now you are going to want to wait for 30 minutes to an hour or until it doubles in size. And there you go, there's your dough. Now after about 30 minutes to an hour of letting your dough sit in plastic or cloth, take it off and bend. Your dough should have risen to about twice the size. So now you are completely done with this bowl. You can go wash it, do whatever you need. And for about a good 20 minutes, you are gonna now want to just take this, roll it out, and just get it in the shape of a pizza that you would want. Also, don't forget to flour your surface. Okay, and after those 20 minutes of rolling out your pizza, you should have it looking in a circle or whatever size will fit your pan. And before you start putting on your toppings, aka your sauce, your pepperoni, you're gonna wanna just slide it onto whatever you will be baking it on. So, once you have that on, which I'm clearly struggling to do, oh my goodness, you can even fold in the crust if you want to a little. Make sure not to tear the crust. That's actually very important. It's kind of hard to tear it though, so I doubt you would. But now it is time to grab your marinara, or whatever you want, pepperoni, olives, and you may begin putting on your toppings. And by the way, whenever you're putting on your pizza sauce, I guarantee it will be easier if you pour it on and then you spread it around with a spoon, which is what I have it here for. So, let's get into it. Okay, and quick intermission. Before you keep going, I want you to go and preheat your oven to about 450 degrees. And now that you have your crust already, and all your toppings with your cheese, your pepperoni, your olives, greens, whatever you put on there, and whatever kind of cheese you put on there. Now your last step before you throw that bad boy in the oven is just to put just a small bit of olive oil on the crust and just brush it. Anyway, throw that thing in the oven for 15 minutes. And just like bam. I don't know how seamless that transition was, but there's your pizza. Now it's time to take it out of the oven. And there you go. There's your pizza. So, thank you so much for watching this. And big shout out to my sister for helping me film some of this. And also thank you to my parents who supplied me with all the correct materials. But that wasn't all, so thank you for watching Baking and Hopefully Not Burning with Adam. And let's roll the short amount of credits.